Welcome back to another Stories with Dr. Brown, where we take a brief dive into the history of medicine through our colorful atlas. Today, medicine and tomorrow. Medicine is ancient, yet ever new. The scientific discoveries and advances resulting from the work of countless thousands of dedicated medical people throughout 50 centuries are at the command of today's physicians, and through each physician, brought to focus upon the need of sick patients. Never before in the world's history have its people had the medical advantages available today. Physicians, research scientists, and specialists in production and distribution are collaborating in a constant effort to improve medical service and to make available better diagnoses, better treatment, and better medications for a better world. Medicine is a paradox. It is ancient, yet it is ever new. Its practice is an art, yet that art must be grounded on solid foundations of science, of practicality, and of the needs of the patient. It is one of the most important fields of scientific discipline, yet in practice it must employ and apply essential knowledge gleaned from many other fields of science. Medical practitioners have at their command the epitomization of knowledge and discovery gained over 50 centuries. Yet they face a great wall of unknown factors, as formidable as any faced by their predecessors. In his primitive state, man tried to explain the rigors and uncertainties of his surroundings by imagining himself a toy of the gods. He sought relief by attempts to appropriate the unknown. Today, with tools of many sciences at hand, man seeks to grasp reality and surround himself with the comforts and conveniences that he and his fellows have wrought, and to push on to new horizons. His knowledge and skills have given him visions of goals undreamed a few decades ago, and confidence to move boldly towards these objectives. This confidence bolsters him and carries him forward until illness and distress strike him. Then, modern man reacts much in the same manner as did his ancestors. He seeks help, turning to men of religion and of medicine, reaching out for someone in whom he can have faith, and who may be able to help restore his health and his confidence in himself. Never before in the world's history have its people had the advantage of medicines and medical services equal to those available today. The knowledge gained by countless generations of dedicated medical people is at the command of today's physician, and through each physician is brought to focus upon the needs of the individual patient at the bedside, in the laboratory, and in the consultation room, and in the hospital. What strikes me most with all of this, as lofty as this sounds, as imagining when this book was written, how far this is straight off track. We find ourselves in a situation where physicians have lost their worth, have lost their connection, where all we see now is profit and nothing further from treating patients as humans. What strikes me the most about reading this section in particular, which talks about medicine today and tomorrow, is it exalts the virtues of medicine, but it certainly fell short of having insight into what was to come, which unfortunately is the development of healthcare. And healthcare is opposed to medicine and its core, in that it is business oriented, and everything that I'm reading, even from this short excerpt, is just frustrating because it's completely divorced from what we currently have, modern times now. If we could just go back to the person who wrote that originally, I think I'd like to have a conversation with them. And you have to remember, this was originally written, let's see here, I think it was 1950, okay. Yeah, okay, 1954. Yeah, that makes sense. Completely out of touch. and completely, I'm sure we all had health insurance in 1954. I'm sure there was Blue Cross Blue Shield and Aetna and Cigna and everybody else. Hardly. It's almost, if it wasn't just depressing, it's just comical. Just to think how this was written and what it translates into now. It's just frustrating to me as a physician. I can think nothing farther from the truth for what was written here. Well, on that note, this ends the final episode for Stories with Dr. Brown, where we've had an opportunity to look back at medicine briefly, to understand where we came from and where we are now, with the understanding that where we are going is really determined by us. It's having everybody connected and involved. It's having everybody of sound decision-making, unbiased ways of being able to really understand the connection we all have with each other, and from that can grow the sense of caring for people. I think as a physician for myself and other physicians, I can't speak for them, but I am very optimistic about the future if we have an opportunity to participate, if we have an opportunity to have a dialogue with our patients. But if we can't, then I just feel that we will be stifled more and more by healthcare. And medicine will be pretty much that of the Lorax, where unless you care an awful lot, it's just not going to get better. It's just not. Thank you for watching. And if you happen to find any of this interesting, or more importantly, if you want to collaborate, check out the link below so that you can send us your comments, any stories you may have, anything, we're happy to entertain it. And this is really about us going on a journey together.